Most Americans still don't want Donald Trump's promise to build that wall on the Mexican border. 61% in a new Pew Research poll opposed the wall, which is a similar result to a Pew poll earlier this year. Hillary Clinton's lead with Hispanic voters is holding strong while Donald Trump struggles. A new national poll out this week finds Clinton with a 51-point advantage over Donald Trump. Look at those numbers there. Clinton 73%, Trump at 22%. Let's bring in Victoria DeFrancesco, MSNBC contributor and professor at the University of Texas Center for Mexican-American Studies. Victoria, it's always nice to see you. Let's get right to this. Donald Trump this week has attempted to clarify his position on immigration and deportation of undocumented immigrants. Here's a brief quote from your column in which it reads, "So the new strategy is for Trump to hold steady on his wall pledge, yet recant on his call for mass deportation. In other words, Trump wants his immigration and to eat it too." That's one way to put it, certainly. Have you seen any real clarification of his position? Do you know where he stands?
That has been the big question mark this whole week, Alex. So we've seen him over the course of 4 days say that he wanted to soften his position on deportation, but then he hammered down on wanting to build a wall. And then he says that he won't deport everyone, but they do have to go back to Mexico before they can come back. He won't grant citizenship, but there will be a path. So your head is spinning when you start to listen to his immigration policies. The word on the street is that next week he's going to officially clarify all of this, because I went back, Alex, and I read his immigration plan that he put on his website maybe about 8 months ago. And in that immigration plan, I do have to give it to Donald Trump. He never said anything explicitly about a mass deportation. He's talked about it on the campaign trail, but he never put it in the official plan. So that does give him the wiggle room, and I think he's going to grasp onto that wiggle room in order to appeal to more Latino Republicans and even moderate Latinos.
There's a new Pew poll in which it found that most Americans are quite tolerant of undocumented immigrants. In fact, 3/4 believe undocumented immigrants are as hardworking and honest as U.S. citizens. Do you think Donald Trump is basing a key part of his campaign on a problem that may not really exist?
Well, if we read into that Pew poll, what we do see is that among Republicans and then among Trump supporters, that those who oppose illegal or immigration rather, and want to build a wall are upwards of 80%. But when you do pull out and you look at the general population, most Americans don't think that immigrants are more likely to commit a crime than native-born Americans, and they want to see a resolution to immigration. Maybe not its full citizenship, but at least a path to legalization, because the idea of deporting 11 million people is completely unrealistic.
Texas, where you are coming to us from there, the capital in Austin, it has gone red in presidential elections since 1980. And the latest Texas Tribune poll does have Trump ahead with 44%, Hillary Clinton 6 points behind at 38. What can we make of those numbers, Victoria? Do you expect Trump would have a bigger lead at this point?
I would expect him to have a bigger lead. This is an odd election. I think that in the big picture, Democrats have been laying the groundwork to make some inroads. Texas is not going to turn blue anytime soon in the next 2 to 4 years, but I do think that in the next decade, Democrats are going to have a chance to get elected at statewide office and then later on potentially put Texas on the presidential map. So I think this is a good sign for Democrats in general, but Republicans are going to want to beat it down and keep Texas for themselves.
Okay. Victoria DeFrancesco, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.